Well, I guess the 6 o'clock service starts at 6:04. We're glad you're here. Got the doors open. If more want to come, it'll be good. I had a text to on know if we're going to call it off because of the tornado. And I thought I'd probably think we need to go celebrate and give God the glory. We're still here. Things can happen quick. I've been probably 75 or 80 feet from a tornado, and it's a pretty scary thing. And you don't know where to run because there's stuff sucking off the ground everywhere and stuff slanging out everywhere. I remember my father-in-law had, back in the 70s, mid-70s, early 70s, there's 1 or 2 a month coming down this boulevard. It tore up Deerfield Park on several occasions, Antler Drive, all that over there. There's a mobile home park, Dogwood Acres, down the road. It amazed me. I saw a mobile home tore off the frame and the garbage can still sitting in front of it. I think, well, how did that happen? You know, that stuff. But it's amazing. And I thought often, I was going to share with you out of Proverbs 37. We'll look at it, but please pray. Continue to pray for Miss Vicky. They made it home okay. She had the surgery yesterday, and they came home today. And in some pain, I am ever so sure, but pray for her and Myron. And Miss Cheryl, I had a chance to take her to the I've been on the receiving end one of those. It's always good when they show up. And, but anyway, it was an amazing thing to see happen and to watch it take place. But me and Jax loaded her up on her van and carried her to the ER and dropped her off. And she called us when she was through. But said she was doing much better and talked to her today. So keep praying for her. Miss Sharon, I think, got a shot today, supposedly. And I pray that sometimes it takes a day or two for that to get the full range of what's happening. She's been in the world of hurt. And Miss Jennifer, keep praying for her. They're waiting to do a procedure, I think, to help her one way or the other. So that's still something she's dealing with. We take our health for granted sometimes. We think we just get up and go. It's tough sometimes. You deal with things in life, and but I'm still mindful. We do pray and we do believe we have to do that. And God's very much able to hear and answer our prayers. I thought about the Apostle Paul as he was talking about leaving his buddy back home sick. You think, well, he prayed for other folks and they got well. What happened here? What took place for that? And I think very much like Jesus prayed in the garden, Father, if you can do this a different way, I sure appreciate it. But if not, if this is your will for me, let's do it. So things to think about and look at. Pray for our country. There's craziness on every handle. I mean, there's folks who are leading other fools, and they're all going to fall in a ditch somewhere, I'm afraid. This nation was founded, on, I think, biblical principles and freedom of a religion. And it's not that everybody's got to have a religion, but you surely don't need to be told what you can't believe as you go through this, And I think if we live our life in such a way that people see Christ in us. I went to the Republican women's meeting today, and then we have several different Republican women in different counties around us, Santa Cruz and Geneva County. It was amazing the number of folks, and they were all like me. They're all white-headed and old. Most of them had me by a few more years. Jax went with me, and one of the ladies that was Betsy Ross, her granddaughter was there, and that was only 2 that young that showed up, and they were trying to get young kids to come. They had 5 or 6 different people. I got Walt hooked into it to be Frederick Douglass, the Aboriginist black gentleman from way back when that convinced Abraham Lincoln to turn the slave stuff over, and Abraham Lincoln had somebody pretending to be him, and then another George Washington and Ronald Reagan, and it was interesting to see. And then for the folks who were for women's rights, to vote, and women days past were just a piece of meat or a slave, pretty much. It was nothing, but God said He gave woman to man, as a completer for Him, and that we have to recognize important. Where would be? I don't know where the churches would be without women. We're very evenly divided here, and I got a couple more. We got 3 men up top, and the guys down here. we got you outnumbered. That's very unusual. Usually the women would have the controlling position of this. But the church would be in a mess if it wasn't for women, godly women who would stand. And in churches all across America, there's just a handful of women, that go sometimes. And we've been very blessed to have, I think, men in our church and fellowships. So keep praying, keep looking at that, and watch these things happen.